Hey guys, it's John here. I've got one more question for you here. Shortly before my granddad passed, I went into his kitchen to talk to him, and he was like an empty shell. Even though his body was functioning normally, a photo was taken of my friend's mother shortly before she passed with a group of people, and even though she was wide awake, again, it looked like she was an empty shell. Her caregivers noticed this as well. Do you feel that shortly before we pass from this world, we leave our bodies for short periods of time as preparation for our bodily death? I think it's a slow transition, and I think there are moments when you are vibrating at a higher level. Now, let me preface this with a couple of things. In a different video, I talked about Alzheimer's, and I talked about how I believe Alzheimer is a slow death. And what they're doing is they're slowly crossing over, which is why most Alzheimer's patients start seeing people who are dead and start hearing conversations from people who have crossed over. They start seeing and experiencing people on the other side while they're still here physically. I also noticed that when the year before my father died, he actually told us he was going to die. And as I sat there and I talked to him, I looked at him, he looked like he was going to die. Because one of the things I've noticed when I meet people who are getting close to death is their skin gets almost transparent. It's like their skin itself is not even fully as thick as it was. And so their death, as they get closer to death, their body starts to actually become less. They know that when the soul leaves the body, that there's a emission of light, and it's been studied and is definitely there scientifically. But there's also a change in weight when the body shifts. Right, usually gets heavier. That's why they call it dead weight. The idea of someone taking short periods, I think, as the transition from life to death or to the other side, because I am a true believer in eternal life. I don't believe we die. I believe we transition from the body to the other side, and we go on. So there is no death per se. It's just a transition to another phase of life. When I look at someone like this who's out of their body, in those moments, I believe they're transitioning. I believe they're preparing. They're going across, and I believe they're towards the end stages of their life. They're in and out of their body all the time, and not even knowing it. They can't necessarily tell you. But so do I believe that we take sojourns out? I believe as the transition happens, we have moments where we are popping out of body. Absolutely. I believe that. So that's my thought on that. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.